Hello everyone, Tina here. Welcome to PhotoPlay's YouTube channel and welcome back to Tuesdays with Tina. Today I'm super excited to share a project with you. We're using some items from the brand new Say It With Stamps collection. We are using the Say It With Stamps I Love Christmas. Now this is a cute stamp set because this little girl looks kind of funny with no hands, but there are lots of hands in this stamp set. You have a hand that's holding a Christmas tree. That's just adorable. You have hands that are holding a stocking, a present, even hot cocoa. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the hot cocoa has a little candy cane in it. How cute is that? There's also some hands that are holding some candy canes. And I just think that's adorable and fabulous that they're interchangeable. So you can customize this little girl. She's wearing a little winter cap with some holly and some berries on there. And there's also another little girl that's just so sweet with her head tilted. She's holding a real pretty wreath. And I just think this is adorable. There's sentiments that say no peeking, happy holidays, warm hugs, and Merry Christmas from me to you. There's a coordinating die set that we'll be using to cut out our image today. So fun stamp set that's brand new. And also, speaking of brand new, we have a brand new cover plate die set. This is the PhotoPlay Say It With Stamps A2 Knit cover plate die. Cover plates usually come in two pieces. This one is as such, and this die you can layer together to create the most perfect A2 panel you can get. But my panels are already trimmed down to A2 size, so if that happens, you don't need the outline. You can just line this up on your cardstock like this. Now the A2 knit cover plate die is pretty neat, and there is a lot of detail in here. I'm going to cut this out to show you what it looks like because I think you're going to just love it. Let's line it up. And again, if you have a larger panel and want to use the outline die, it will cut out a perfect size, but my panels are already 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. So let's run this through the die cut machine so I can show you how pretty this is. I went ahead and put this through my die cutting machine. I'm actually going to grab my card base to show you how pretty this knit is. Now, honestly, if this was a sweater, I would buy it because I think the knit is so pretty on this. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love this. I think it's just wonderful. We're going to be using this on our card, so I'm going to keep that. But that is the A2 knit cover plate die. We are also going to bring in a new Hills and Snowbanks double stitch die set. This is going to be one of your staple dies because I love how small the heels are. For one. 2, they're double stitched. So when you die cut this out, you will die cut out stitching on the top and the bottom. So you could use both pieces. Usually when you die cut with a normal stitch die, you only have stitching on one side. So this is doubled up, and I think it's fabulous. There's also some dotted or dash line details here, kind of perforated. It doesn't die cut out a shape, but it does leave the perforation or the etch detail. So there's some little snowbanks that you can create with this. So this is the Hills and Snowbanks double stitch die set. This is new too, part of the brand new release. So we're going to put all these together and create a real fun card. So let's do some stamping. The cardstock that I'm going to be using today is the Say It With Stamps Color Me Premium cardstock. I love this because it's really smooth and it really ink blends nice. It really makes a difference when you have cardstock that's smooth. Now she is handless, so we're going to need to fill her hands, and I'm partial to candy canes. So let's take the hands that are holding the candy canes. We're going to ink up our images with some black alcohol marker friendly ink. And she is just adorable. And here we go. Perfect coverage the first time. Don't you love when that happens? Now I'm going to put this off to the side. Before I start to color, I do want to share with you the colors of markers I'm going to be using. These are all the colors. We're going with traditional greens and reds and skin tones here. I'm going to zoom in and play some music. While I color, we'll let our camera focus a bit. And when I'm done coloring, I will get you back. Okay, coloring is all done. I just think isn't she just so sweet? I just think she's adorable. I'm gonna go ahead and take the coordinating, let's zoom back out here. Let's take the coordinating dies and die cut out her hands with the candy canes, and then also our sweet little girl. So I taped down my coordinating dies. We're gonna die cut this out, and I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. And then I'm going to bring back my A2 cover plate die, knit cover plate die. Now I have 2 pieces of cardstock. This one measures 3 inches wide by 4 1/4 inches long. I'm going to place this right in the center of my knit cover plate. I might have to tape this down so it doesn't shift. Making sure it's in the center. I'll tape this down. And then I have a 3-inch wide shorter panel. This one we are going to use our Heels and Snowbanks double stitch dies. And I'm going to cut out a snowbank with this. So we're going to have a little die cutting to do. When I am all done, I will be right back. And now we can build our card. I just think she's so adorable. I love the way she turned out. Okay, now I made sure this, do we have them all punched out? I made sure that this shorter panel was in the center because this way I can line them up. Now if you have them off, let me show you on the white card base. If you have them off, you can see the red behind them. But if you have it lined up in the center, let me show you. You can't see the red behind it. You know, see if it was slightly off, you could see the red. But I'm going to start by taking my background knit cover panel, and we're going to add some adhesive behind it. Place this on an A2 size card front, and I'm going to use you could use glue if you want, but I'm going to use my tape runner. And since it's an A2 cover plate, it will line up perfectly on an A2 card base. I just love this knit. Now you can go upside down too to create a different look. Or right side up, depending on which way, if I'm backwards or not. Now I'm going to take my center panel. We are going to layer this and line it up in the middle to create a background. And again, I'm lining it up over the existing, so it's basically a texture on there. I love the way this looks. Okay, after we have this done, oh, and by the way, I do want to let you guys know that cleaning this with all these little like rice-shaped pieces is so easy to clean. You know why? Since it's a cover plate, if you tap it a few times, all of the little pieces pop out, which makes it really, really nice. Before we stamp our sentiment, I want to create a candy cane border. To create a candy cane border, it's very easy. I have some 1/4-inch strips of red and white cardstock, and then I have a 1/2-inch strip that is the width of my card base. I'm going to add some adhesive to it, and then I'm going to take my 1/4-inch strips. I'm going to put them at an angle. And then I'm just going to alternate. I love doing this. Now, when you do this, you do want to make sure that you're covering that 1/2-inch strip here. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see better. You want to also make sure that they're right next to each other without any gaps showing. Now, I ran out of red strips, but no worries. You know why? Because I'm going to flip this over. I'm just using my scissors. I'm going to trim away the excess off of the bottom. And we don't need these little pieces. Put those off to the side, but we do need some more red. So I'm going to flip it around and trim off the opposite side. And then we can continue. And you know what the nice thing is? Since we already have our angle on there, you can actually line it up on the bottom of your strip of cardstock, since the angle is perfect. Now I have a little white area that I'm not going to worry about since the background's white and I don't want it to fall out. So there is my candy stripe background. After we have this done, I'm going to place this at the very bottom. I'm going to line up my snowbank on the very bottom of my white knit panel, and then I'm going to line this up. Just making sure it's straight. I'll adhere that to my snowbank. Now I'm doing this because I like to pop this up and add a little bit of dimension. So before we do that, I do want to stamp my sentiment. I'm just going to use the same ink that we used to stamp our sweet little girl. We're going to stamp Happy Holidays. And then I'll add some foam adhesive behind. I went ahead and removed the release paper off of my snowbank, and I'm going to line this up just above the white knit on our card front here. And then I'm going to take our girl, we're going to put some foam adhesive behind here and also behind our candy cane. Since the upper portion of our little girl is going to be past our snowbank and we have dimension here, we need to double up on our foam squares. So we're going to add 2 to the top area behind our girl and just 1 on the bottom. Now we're going to add her. And then we can add her candy canes. And it's so easy to, oh my gosh, how cute is this? I just love this. Look how cute. Look at the layer you can cause. All you do is line up the end of her mitts with the end of her arms. How sweet is she? Oh my gosh, she is adorable. And I'm going to go ahead and finish off by adding a few bells and whistles. We're going to add some gems. Wonderful. Now I have the berries on our little girl's hat. Instead of using gems for her for those holly berries, I'm going to bring in some glitter, some red glitter. And this is just going to add a little bit of dimension to those berries too. And then that will finish my card today. Today we're using the Say It With Stamps I Love Christmas stamp set along with the A2 knit cover plate die. I hope you enjoyed my project. I wish you a really wonderful day. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.